Apple fixed something up real quick. We talked about it a couple of days ago. A few people hit me up on Twitter and said, oh, look at that. News report came out that people have been using AirTags to track and steal high-end vehicles. Stick a little AirTag in the hitch receiver, find a place to hide it on a nice, expensive vehicle.
Bingo, bango, and then
it might have been bingo, bango.
Yeah. Just completely interrupt your sentence.
And anyway, so they would put it in and then actually come steal it once it's back in your driveway. And it's a better time to steal things instead of doing it in the parking lot when they first discover it. They're like, that's the car we want. This was a story that broke, and it happened. It was actually the police around here that had been making some headlines because they were saying, hey, we're noticing this trend of high-end vehicles going missing because of AirTags. And you and I were saying, well, and I remember talking about this even when the AirTags first came out, how we were curious exactly how someone would know that an AirTag that didn't belong to them was near them, like how that would all happen. And then Apple said, well, if you have an iPhone and it's after a certain amount of time, your iPhone will tell you, hey, unknown AirTag is nearby. Mm-hmm. Your current location can be seen by the owner of this AirTag. You get this notification, this alert. But immediately, even all the way back then, we started to wonder, well, wait a sec. What if you have an Android phone and someone is using this AirTag to track you? And I don't know, maybe they know you don't have an iPhone or something like that. Then what do you do? And so there was no solution up until now. And it comes shortly after that story broke. So you wonder if there's a connection. Probably not. Probably they were working on it, but the timing is curious either way. Apple launches AirTags and Find My Detector app for Android in an effort to boost privacy. Apple's following through on a promise to help Android users identify nearby AirTags and Find My trackers that aren't with their owners. So now you have a way to combat this no matter which platform you're on. I mean, of course, Android users are going to have to install this thing.
Yes.
It's called Tracker Detect, designed to help people who don't own iPhones or iPads to identify unexpected AirTags and other Find My network-equipped sensors that may be nearby. The new app, which Apple released in the Google Play Store Monday, is intended to help people look for item trackers compatible with Apple's Find My network. If you think someone is using AirTag or another device to track your location, you can scan to try to find it. So you can do it on demand, which is kind of nice too. Mm-hmm. But now people can get real paranoid, and they're just going to scan every time they exit their vehicle. They'll be like, you track it.
Yeah. I would be.
I feel like it gets at a point that's something you might be real curious. Now, the other thing to mention was the amount of time before you get a notification. It's not instantaneous. Mm-hmm. And I know some of these thieves were, if I recall the original story, they were aiming at somewhere less than a certain number of hours.
Yeah.
Because then those initial updates would be, there you go, at a random time. Following the update, AirTags will beep if they are away from their owner's iPhone at a random time between 8 and 24 hours. And the thieves, of course, they would know this, and they would adjust their tactics according to those behaviors. But now all bets are off because people have the tools necessary, and at least thieves would have to be concerned that maybe they're going to get found out in advance because somebody's going to be scanning or using the app, even if they happen to be on Android as opposed to iOS.
So you still can't use AirTag if you use an Android phone. It's just mainly like a detector app for other people's AirTags.
The Android app can play a sound within 10 minutes of identifying the tracker. It may take up to 15 minutes after a tracker is separated from its owner before it shows up in the app, Apple said. If the tracker identified is an AirTag, Apple will offer instructions within the app to remove its battery. Wow. So you still got to find it, depending where it's hidden on your car, in the case that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. But I think you're going to look pretty hard if you get this notification to take the battery out.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be... God, that would be crazy. You'd turn in your whole car upside down. What would you do at that point? Take it to a mechanic or something and be like, yo, you got to take this thing apart.
Yeah. If I can't find it manually, like myself, probably have to take it.
I guess that's why
auto shop.
I guess that's why it starts beeping. And then hopefully the sound will be enough for you to come through and find it. This is brand new stuff. Look, only $195 reviews on there. You can see how it's going to work. But if you're at all paranoid about this, concerned, if you have one of these interesting vehicles that could be a target, or if you're just, privacy concerned in general, you can now install this app and run scans whenever you like. Or it'll just work in the background on Android. And it already works on iOS, obviously.
Yeah.